Good evening, everyone. Shall I start with the session now? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Good evening. I think we can start.
Okay, right. So yesterday it was Makar Sankranti, so I was somewhere, relatives areas. So I was not able to take this. Today I will go through areas which you have listed last time.
Okay, sir.
So let us see here. You all can see me here. Three are there which I would like to take right now. One is the data protection. Right, is a data protection, data localization, all those things we will take up there. Second will be fintech, financial technology. And then another thing was request about agriculture and governance. These three areas are there, which I noted down last time after the session. So I'm just sharing the document right now. You'll be able to see my iPad. So that's what I'm connecting right now. Okay, now it is visible to everyone. So these are the areas which you asked me last time to address it. So that's what I have written it down there. So first of all thing is that Data Protection Act, right? DPDT Act of India 2023, which we passed, and then it was came into effect. It is always in the news because data and nowadays a personal identity or anything like even not only personal, but even non-personal data is everywhere. So data is now, you can say, is as precious as money, right? That is what the thing is there. That's why the Hindu paper, Indian Express, all different articles, they all pointing about particular law, which is in being like or for the last 5-6. So even just B.N. Sri Krishna, Judge of Supreme Court, B.N. Sri Krishna, report on private. So they also has continuous over the last years. Even the main UPSC main exam.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
The now I think some network issue was there. That's why wherever I'm right now, so I'm using the mobile network to connect with the all this thing. Now my voice is okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I've used another device to connect with the hotspot. So what I was saying that data protection can be asked in the interview board also, because nowadays in time it is coming in the newspaper. So the board member can ask you the question on that. So let us go into certain things here one by one, where you could get question there. Let me share the screen. I hope for your main examination, you would have read articles and whatever website or coaching institute material you would have followed there. But certain things which I would like to just add here. You have to be aware of the data related terms. See, act and the provision, that is one thing where you would get questioned by the board member, right? But you should know particular terms and the meaning of the term, that whatever comes in the DPTP, this one, act there. So first thing comes this one. Data principle. Anybody can say me what is data principle?
So the owner of the data.
Correct. You are aware of the owner of the data there. What do you mean by data fiduciary? Fiduciary. The word fiduciary, what do you mean by that?
So the entity which utilizes this data.
This is the basically maybe a private or a government, any kind of entity, right? Utilizing data, any person's data, that is what called fiduciary, right? Now another thing here comes here, personal and non-personal data. See, when you say personal data, that is where a person can be identified. You know that this data which can identify a person there. Like for example, you know, Aadhaar card. If you talk about Aadhaar card, name, date of birth, right? That is the completely personal data. Voter ID, voter card, PAN, GST number, right? All these are those type of data which completely identify an individual who is the principal of the data. But again, sometimes, you know, non-personal data. What do you mean by non-personal data? Non-personal data means which will not be able to identify an individual, or it might be in the past being used but now not being used. Non-personal data. One is that the data which a person, the person, and second maybe it was connected to the person but now it is no more. The person is not using such kind of data. So that is here when you talk about here in this context, which do not identify a person or an individual. I'll give example. Or can you give me an example? Non-personal data. See, Aadhaar card or voter ID and all these are personal data. What can be non-personal data? Give me any one example where the person cannot be identified. There are many examples of that. There are many examples. Just give me one example. Yes, Pragya.
So maybe some shopping information.
Correct.
Of the person shopping.
Right.
Or
Like
maybe
for
census
example,
data.
yeah, that could be there. Sometimes, you know, in our day-to-day life in mobile phone, let's say about a market, so maybe some kind of market related information. Sometimes we go to e-commerce platform, we look for some kind of products which we want to buy from such kind of website. So those kind of data could be there. Sometimes you know, in our smartphone we get weather updates, so weather related data. Maybe sometime you know, sometime calamity like natural calamity, that type of warning data. Sometimes the government may have some kind of general data which may be made for everyone. Let's say government programs, government schemes, right? So that could be for any kind of individual. That is not belong to a particular. For example, just I'll give you one good example of government program. Let's say, for example, Beti Bachao, right? Let's say Beti Bachao, a kind of a program there. So it is a general for all girls. We are talking about that. We're not talking about one particular girl or their that identity. Maybe beneficiary can be such kind of girls in a given region or given area. So that is called non-personal data. Now, what is very important, which Jennifer, right? Jasmine has asked me last time. There was one of his friend attended the interview and he was asked by one question, proportionate data, right? Like here, proportionate proportionate data or data could be both personal and also can be non-personal. Let me write here personal data. Now this term, that's what I've underlined here. Proportionate personal data, right? Proportional personal data or non-personal data, it is basically referred to limited data, which that means not complete data, proportion, which the data principal want to share. So it is basically limited amount of data that data principal, that is a data owner, share, right? That is called proportionate personal data. Or I'll put it another way, it is that data which is meant for a particular purpose. That data that is a specific for a purpose. Suppose I'll give you a very good example. Suppose you want to get a mobile phone SIM card. Suppose you want to get mobile phone SIM card or any kind of a broadband connectivity. So what type of your personal data should be given to the data processor who is processing your data, or the entity who will use the data, which will only be meant for giving you the broadband connectivity or SIM card. So that is the proportionate data. Let's say another example. Suppose you travel and you are going to a hotel, right? Suppose you travel and you are going to a new place and you have to stay in the hotel in the night. Then the hotel person will ask you to fill up in the register your name, your whatever. It is that data you want to give it for that particular purpose. That is, what is the purpose here? Stay in the hotel. Or in the third way, when you go to office to meet someone, whether it's a government office or a private office, again the security guard will not allow you to enter unless you have to give your information on a register. Again, you write those kind of, you give only name. You don't mention your date of birth, right? In the register, you write only your name. I'm so and so. You don't write your age, your name, right? Another column will be your address from where you are coming. Another column will be your purpose, official or personal visit. Another column will be your check-in and check-out. Another column will be for your signing. You have signed there, right? So depending on that requirement of that security guard register, you are giving that amount of data only. That is called proportionate. Similarly, you can apply the same concept in non-personal data. That means that type of non-personal data which is required for a particular purpose. So that is called proportionate. Now, under the Data Protection Act of Central Government of India, it has been given that any kind of use of data require permission of the principal data or owner of the data, right? Before it go to fiduciary or fiduciary using the data or some other, there again the proportionate. Now, proportionate data is also applicable to central government also. Central government. Okay, what amount of data of a particular person can be used, right? Let's say, for example, to give some kind of beneficiary of a scheme, and other data cannot be used. Again, that provision in terms of data privacy, securing the privacy of the person, that again the proportionate personal data comes. Jasmine, are you able to understand here this term?
Yes.
Any doubt you have? That means that data which is only required for a particular purpose where you are sharing the data, and for that the consent or whatever without consent being used there, right? Like sometimes central government use it. That is only the limited amount of the data you are giving that. You are not giving the complete data. I have given you example of that, whether you go to an office to visit a person, what data you are giving, or you are going to a hotel, what type of data you are giving, or if for any particular purpose of purchasing a product, suppose you do e-commerce purchase, or you want to buy some kind of product there, you will only share that amount of data which is required for the transaction. You share the entire data, right? Like I'll give you, for example, credit card. when you do any purchase through credit card, so what do you have in credit card? Your credit card number, your name, right? And your PIN, OTP, and this one. Credit card doesn't ask your other type of personal data, your age, your address, or whatever there. So that is again you are using a proportionate manner, right? Anybody else who want to share something more important? Proportionate personal data. Any- Yes. Yes, Pragya, you want to add something on this? Because now I'll be going to the act part also there. Yes.
No, sir.
Is it clear with everyone?
Yes,
Okay, now
sir.
let's here. Another term here, data localization, is a simple term which I would like to just add here. Ki when you say data localization, it's simple or a region where the data should be stored. That is a storage and processing of data, whether it is a personal data or non-personal data, any country. This is very simple here. Or maybe a region. Like I'll give a very good example. Let's say European Union, EU, right? EU, you know, is a group of countries. Is data can be stored under EU law. You know, European Union has also its own kind of parliament, and there are also European Union law which is applicable to the European countries which are part of EU. That is region. We are talking about regional aspect, but there may be country specific requirement, and that is in terms of countries compliance. Sometimes what happens here, countries regulatory compliance at that kind of a storage of data and processing of data, localization of data before it gets transferred to any international entity. What does the compliance says or regulation says? That first the data should be backup, stored, processed within that country, then it should be given to outside that region. That's where the localization comes. I'll give a very good example. I'll provide you, for example, let's say insurance, right? Insurance kind of. Then banking, insurance services, banking services. And today, if you look at insurance, in insurance, not only the normal vehicle, what we insure, two-wheeler or three-wheelers or four-wheelers, insurance also come in terms of mediclaim, health insurance, health cover, right? Insurance is nowadays a market which also insure a property, a home, a flat. So again, insurance services. All such data should be backed up and stored within a country there. Banking, or let's say financial services. Let's say, for example, stock market. You are a broker. You are a person who trade. You are a trader who kind of services, right? All those things which government require to have localization of data before it is transferred outside the country. So there's what the data localization comes. Now, why it is very important, data localization? Data localization is very important because first thing is the security, right? The security part becomes very important. Second is the privacy. The privacy aspect comes as another very important aspect there. Third thing comes here, that in terms of use of the data within the country. And the fourth, as I mentioned, compliance thing. The government may have different type of compliances which need to be met with the localized data there, right? So again, the B. N. Sri Krishna committee report also discussed about the localization of data within the country, because earlier what used to be there, most of data used to go outside, like whatever our day-to-day life or whatever services we take as an Indian, that the data from the multinational company going abroad, outside. I'll give a very good example, like when you say Google Drive, cloud computing. Today we use Gmail, right? Google company offers the Gmail and the Google Drive. whatever the data we back up in our Google Drive, whether it's our documents, our file, or whatever, they may have that data center or the cloud not within India, but let's say in San Francisco or maybe in US or in Europe or any other country. So then the matter becomes very concerned whether all our data, which may contain our personal data, and there might be sometimes sensitive data, very, very confidential data, and that is in the cloud, which is not in India but some other country. So that raises a big concern. Even today, social media, we are using Facebook, we are using Instagram, we are using this one, what is called here, WhatsApp. So now the question rises that whatever our personal chat, whatever we have a messenger or the chat, all those data in the cloud, which get back up in the cloud, whether that cloud is within the country, within India or abroad. So all those things which looks into from the localization point of view, data localization comes into that. So that is where the comes into that, right? Where the things was brought into the part of. Now what I'll do here, I will now take you to the part of the law. What is the law talks about and what are the terms there? Because this is a hot topic. This is a very hot topic. You would get direct question in the interview board. So let me just take you to a site here. I'll look at here. So if you look at here, this one, 2023 Act, Digital Personal Data Protection Act, what is the Protection Act? And you all know about the Puttaswamy judgment. You all know about Puttaswamy judgment because this is a very landmark judgment by the Supreme Court of India. And this judgment became kind of a watermark for even the right to privacy in our country, where even Supreme Court said that within Article 21, right to life, fundamental right, it also includes the right to privacy. So that's where again the Puttaswamy judgment is a very, very important one. And even for the main examination, you have gone through the Puttaswamy judgment here. So this is where it comes here. Now look at here, this one. If you look at worldwide, right, Europe or US, they are very strict about data protection. Their laws are very, very strict. The reason is that about the mindset of the people, right? Americans' mindset, Europeans' mindset, and the way their cultural landscape is there. They care a lot about their own personal data. But if we talk about cultural landscape of India and the Indian mindset, we think of Vasudev Kutumbakam, right? When we travel in train, we make friendship with all the, in the people who are in our birth and all, and we talk about all our personal life. That is what Indians do, right? Indian will share everything. What is being happening in home and who are the people who does that. That's what the Indian culture is all about, right? Wherever we go, we make friends. We think Vasudev Kutumbakam. We make everything there. That is not the scenario in America and Europe, right? They're very, very, particular about their personal life and even the sharing any kind of personal information to any stranger. But in India, you know that, right? Nobody is a stranger, right? Unless until something happens, right? So that is what the India's, kind of a societal thing happens there. And it is it is everywhere, right? About Karnataka or Tamil Nadu, or you talk about UP or Bihar or Bengal, or you talk about Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, or even you go to northeastern India, Manipur or Mizoram or Arunachal Pradesh, this type of thing is happening everywhere. So we are not at all bothered about our data protection, right? Now, recent time, because of the cybersecurity issues, data protection has become a very buzzword. But that is what here comes here. That is GDPR and US privacy law. GDPR is a part of European law. You have read that. In Europe, there's a GDPR, this data protection law there. America law, they value a lot. Personal data, they value a lot of data protection and data privacy there. So again, data protection board, one of the very important thing is that under this law, a board, data protection board, being a regulatory body which is formed under this DPDT Act there, right? And for any kind of grievance, the tribunal, and also appellate tribunal to resolve any kind of a dispute or any kind of grievance which occur in terms of data protection. That the government has brought there. Now here, see here, data principal I have discussed, data fiduciary I have discussed, another term called data processor, who is processing about data. Then see here, another term, significant data fiduciary. Significant is what is given, central government. So what is given, central government may designate a data fiduciary as an SDF, significant data fiduciary, SDF. Factors like the volume and sensitivity of the data processed and risk to national security, right, and electoral democracy, right? But let's say voter card or PAN card, whatever, sometimes we have that. It is an obligation that there will be a appointed data protection officer, DPO, and there will be also a data auditor in terms of the safety, data safety protection, regular assessment of such kind of data audit. It's a very important term. Significant data fiduciary is a very important. Now see, consent manager. A consent manager is a registered entity and an intermediary which connect between the of the data and user of the data. One who owns the data, user, you are the owner of the data, and another the entity use your data, fiduciary. So in between the manager, the provision given. And like what is a very important requirement to as a consent manager must be a company incorporated in India, have a net worth of 2 crore rupees, capable of fulfilling obligation as a content manager, adequate business potential. So all these are requirement. I'll give you example here. Suppose you want to get anything and you are sharing your data. So wherever the consent is required, that manager will intermediate a team. Through that, you will be giving your consent or something of that. And that there will be this type of government will give them license. What is something called license, by which they will ask them. Now look at here, to whom is the, but you know that citizens, and also overseas of data, personal data. Let's say it is being processed outside India. In that case, some of the goods or services law will be one digital form which we use in an electronic form, in a mobile phone, laptop, computer, whatever. And second is that which is the paper based, any kind of digital content, right? And now you can see here what is given here. So a person under digital, this DPDP Act will not only include individual but also business, any individual, Hindu joint family, company, firm, right, association of persons, even the state, Article 12 of the Indian Constitution. All these are, so it has a very broad kind of context there, right? The personal data, we have discussed that. What is the meaning of personal data? Take it, that is what data minimization here on data minimization. Only collect the necessary data required for a particular purpose. Now this is here where when it's a proportionate data, that is based on the data minimization. That looks into data minimization. And what is this? The law says that whatever class of fiduciary, data fiduciary, must delete if they no longer need it. It's a very important point I'm raising here. Any such fiduciary holding your data, if the purpose, then they must delete the data. They must not keep the data there, right? Like here, like any kind of you do a purchase of product from Amazon, Flipkart, or anything, Mantra, and what is more than 2 crore users, which is required to delete the data within 3 years from the date the user has approached them. They cannot keep on storing and using the data. Even your personal data, for that use, they require your consent. You know that today marketing, you all know the digital marketing, Meta. I'll just give you an example. Google ad or Meta. Today, many of the entities, they go for marketing, digital marketing. And if you know for digital marketing firms, how many people are you nowadays? Many of the business firm, even the coaching institute, even online classes through YouTube channel and all, they do all do SEO. What is SEO stands for, Jasmine?
Uh, I do not know, sir.
Okay. Pragya, what is SEO? SEO
I also don't know, sir.
is basic optimization. Search engine optimization. Search engine optimization. I told you that nowadays many companies and this entity, they are using this SEO kind of. There are expert who does the SEO. Now, what is the problem here? They get access to the personal data. Let's say you are in social media. So they target their customer social media. Have you ever realized that when you say something, suppose in your mobile phone, right? Sometimes it says the mobile phone here. Have you heard about this? That the mobile phone also hear what you talk, and they have information about what is your processor. Like for example, you are talking something about subject, and when you start your mobile phone which you open now, keyword kind of will be targeted to you. Will be coming. Have you ever experienced that one? Have you ever experienced? What is the thing is that when you say data or a message, data is a very broad term. Voice is also a data. What is the audio, video, all these are digital. When they become to digital form, all become data. And now they use that. Now I'll give you a very good example. When you use Google Store, when you install an app or whatever application you are using, we have done that. And what do you have in the last? Yes, then we click that I agree. You all have done that. Sometimes read it very clearly. There may be clause or meta or whether you install the Hindu paper or any kind of you're installing through Google Play Store or through the iPhone, you are doing that. If you read there, there's also given that they're asking for your consent to use your data. Have you ever realized that a certain clause will be given, like under the law? What is the law says? Without the principle of data consent, fiduciary cannot use certain type of personal data. But what happened? This kind of nowadays online marketing, they do ask you that kind of consent. When you click, I agree. There you are given that consent, and that's what your data, whether in e-commerce platform or anywhere you use data, they use it for the marketing purpose. They use it for purpose. Now these are the gray areas. These are the concern areas which need to be addressed. Suppose your data is misused, your data is used there, you are at loss. What to do in that case? That is what comes in. So that is where data minimization is given. How much of data should go, how much data should not go. And then the fiduciary has a obligation. They have to delete the data. They cannot keep it for a long time. Now they have a purpose limitation, complying with the law, state, performance of government function, maintaining public order, law and order and all that, taking measures for epidemics and all. They may use some kind of limited data, right? So that is what comes in. Now privacy, data, that's now is the fundamental right. Without your consent, nobody can and take your private data, the data which is very much linked with your privacy. That cannot be done without the consent there. So all these reasons have been given under this law. Now you see consent here. And even it says data principals can withdraw their consent. Suppose you don't want, withdraw it from there. But what is the challenge here? When you withdraw, you stop getting the service. You stop getting all those kind of functions and services. That way we becomes helpless. What happens? As a person, we become helpless. And we have to again give the consent and we have to use the such services. So that is where the problem happens there, right? Right? This one. Now here another thing you know that very consent parent and legal guardians for children below 18 years of age, that comes here. So again this comes here. So data, you know that security. What is security measures here? Encryption. Even the data fiduciary is under the law, it is very important. They should encrypt the data. Right? That's why, you know, initially the big debate, big controversy with respect to WhatsApp messages and all this. But now you will see that it's encrypted. Right? Nowadays in WhatsApp, you'll find encrypted kind of thing there. That means nobody else can peep into your messages. Even not the company. They cannot do that. So all these things have been now done, complied under the law. And it was a need of the hour that India should have one law to add such. This is what is given here. Redressal mechanism, as I said, there will be tribunal, appellate tribunal, and if the person is affected person not very happy, then they can move to the court, right? So this is what comes here, right? So these all terms which have been there in buzzword coming to newspaper and all this, you have to be aware of that. You just have to go through that. You have to just be aware of this word here. See, right to correction, right to erasal, even erasure, grievance redressal, nominate, revoke content, definition of consent, right? All this obligation. See, in interview, not ask detailed manner, aware of the legal thing here. Okay, I'll do one thing here. I'll just ask Jasmine. Tell me five important. Let's say a board member asks you a question. Since you're coming from computer science and engineering background, tell me five important features of DPDP Act. DPD Act. Five important features. See, interview board, I told you that it's not the main exam. It's not the main exam where you write 150 word or 250 word or something. It's a very direct, as a person, the question will put up there. Five important things which you can tell the board member. So what are five important things you'll tell the board member about this Data Protection, Data Security Act?
Yes, sir. The first will be the definitions regarding data principal, data fiduciary. And the second will be proportionate use of the data, which is there. Third is data localization. And also there is this parental consent for the children. This is also there, sir. And the establishment of the data protection board. These are the five things I'll be telling.
Anything more you want to ask? I'm sorry, you want to mention here?
And data minimization also, sir, which is, similar to data proportionate use of data.
You have given the answer, but I'm not very satisfied with your answer, to be very honest. You mentioned that thing, but when you have to say five important aspects, think as a normal citizen, right?
Okay.
You have mentioned proportionate data localization, data minimization is all correct there. For a layman, let's say I am as a layman, or I am as a person. Even the board member can ask you like that. Suppose a layman or any normal person, and you have to make the person understand data security, data protection. So what are the five important things you will tell them? Tell him or her. Whenever such question comes to you, you have to first, very important thing, you have to talk about that, that data related terms is already. You have to first talk about that It basically provides a mechanism to protect and secure personal and non-personal data of any Indian citizen. This is the first important thing. And bring accountability. Not only bring accountability, but also in case of any breach of the data or any person or any entity being affected, there are also redressal mechanism. This should be your first point.
Okay, sir.
Second point you will come across that in order to use of data, this law, right, also provide a mechanism for consent. It may be for law and order, maybe for legal case, maybe for property matter, maybe for any government schemes. Another very hallmark thing is a consent, which I mentioned. There will be consent manager. There will be intermediary who will be connecting the user of data principal with the data fiduciary. This is another very important thing. A layman person has to understand, see, when you are going to purchase something or when you are going to share something there, so there will be some kind of a message which will be there sent by the consent manager, which you have to agree or not agree, or allow or not allow. Sometimes, it may be a simple form where you click 1, 2, 3. I want to only share 1, 2, 3. I don't want to give another thing here. So another very important thing is this consent provision, which is another hallmark of this law. Third important thing which we'll talk about, that will be what is a proportional data. That means the applicability of data. That means whatever use of data should be that much only. It should not have all the data. That's what data proportionality comes into that. That any use of data, second thing, what is it? Consent is there. Third thing is that it should only be used whatever data is required. That is called data minimization, proportional data limitation, whatever. Any other data which is not of any use shall not be collected, shall not be collected, shall not be used, shall not be done for any other purpose. There is another third very important thing. The law talks about that. Fourth important thing is that compliance, regulatory compliance, that whatever services which happens on digital or non-digital has to be backed up, stored and processed within the country before its copy goes to other thing here. It makes that kind of provision, what you call data localization. And the fifth very important thing what comes here, that is a grievance redressal mechanism. There will be data protection board, and then there will be also tribunal and appellate tribunal. Correct? So that is what, see, terms, what you started with terms and all, that's all right there. But give the main point of it. And I think this is the hot subject which you are going to, because January month you will be appearing there. They will ask you the question. I'll ask you another thing here, which I would like to address here. Nowadays, cybersecurity and all this one are deep fake. You know deep fake?
Yes.
Suppose your interview board asks you deep fake. You know Pushpa, right?
Yes.
Flower समझ रखा है क्या? Right? Fire है. Are you fire? No, wildfire, right? So that Allu Arjun movie. So who is the heroine of the movie? Mandana, Rasmika Mandana. What's her name in the movie? Tell me. No, movie name. There's a very famous song. Last time, Pushpa 1, there's a song over her, the character name, Sri Valli, right? Sri Valli, there's a very famous song. I don't know, I think you don't watch movie. So, Sri Valli, that's the actor, Rasmika, there was a deep fake. Deep fake was there. It created a lot of problem there. And since you are a woman, you are so there maybe member can ask you that being the deep fake there, or the misuse of the deep fake. And you know what I discussed last time, AI, use of AI. Deep fake is what? Is the use of artificial intelligence. And what it does, it just create a copy of the person, right? Audio, video, whatever. It can transform, right? What is something called morph. Even Narendra Modi, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, right? PM Modi was also doing Dandiya in Gujarat. That was made. Even for rumor or something, Ranveer Singh, that film actor, that was used there. Even Karnataka election, nowadays, election scenario, what happens in election, right? Whether it's Karnataka state election or Lok Sabha election or whatever general election. So all this, see, that's what I'm saying here. One topic which you all asked me about data protection, these are the things which I'm sharing there. This is the, you can please go to this, this is one website. I'll tell you cookies, this one. What you do, just do the Google search. I'll tell you what you have to do. Data related terms, DPT Act. You'll get to this web link, cookies. See, one is the PRS. Don't go to PRS. PRS is very lengthy. Just go to this cookies website, which you are right now seeing that, and go through all this. It's a very simple way, has given everything here. Very nicely, it is given everything. Better than PRS. PRS, that website which gives you about the provisions of the law. So you can follow this one. Another thing which I mentioned here, deepfake, right? Deepfake is another hot topic. You can get the question here. Another now is a digital arrest. Government has brought a digital arrest, right? All such kind of thing which is right now in the news, they're going to ask you, right? Digital arrest, it created a lot of news, right? Nowadays, the government has created this helpline number. Now the government is taking strict action for digital arrest, right? Deepfake, government came out with guidelines for deepfake. The government tried to control this kind of thing. Any such kind of issues which are linked with any individual, like even deepfake is what? Again, deepfake can be violation of this act. Right to privacy. You're using some personal data. Suppose anybody using deepfake, right, take my audio, my voice, my video, and then create some kind of other video and then, malign my image as a teacher. So now again, that will go against this law, Data Security, Data Protection Act. It will go against that. Right? Even that provisions have been laid out. Let's say if you are asked, suppose that as a board member, it is asked that to tell me 5 offenses, right, where a person can be booked under Data Security, Data Protection Act 2023. Tell me 5 offenses where a person or any entity can be, you can put an FIR or can be booked under Data Security and Data Protection Act 2023. Tell me 5 offenses where one can file a case against any other person or even entity. Yes. Pragya, what kind of 5 offenses could be there?
Sir, when data is used without consent of the owner.
Correct. Very true. Very good. Very good.
Second is when children, their
Good.
data is
Excellent.
used to target.
Excellent. Excellent. Nowadays, children are very much vulnerable. And you know that nowadays what is happening here, mobile phone. You have seen the young children, even the school children, and all are using mobile phone.
Yes.
So
Sir.
good. Very good, Pragya. Very good. Third one. Third offense.
Third offense, maybe when data fiduciary uses the data
Good. Very good.
which was not specified for the purpose which was
Correct.
not specified.
Very good. For the purpose for which you have given consent and shared your data to a fiduciary, and that fiduciary, apart from that purpose, use your data for some other kind of thing for which you have not given consent.
Yes.
You have all right under this act to file an FIR against that kind of fiduciary. Good, very good. Which can be 4th offense.
So when my data is stored elsewhere, where
Correct.
not localized.
Stored elsewhere, and you are not informed about such kind of thing there. That is where the data localization comes. Whether it's a bank or a financial company or any even corporate, they've taken your personal data, but they are not storing here, but somewhere, and they're processing the data, which you are not aware of it. So again, you have a right. Let's say sometimes if something goes wrong to you and you suffer, so you have every right to, redress your grievance. Good, very good, Pragya. Fifth one.
Uh, Fifth one, sir, maybe when my data is not deleted even after
Correct, correct.
I say so.
Your data is still with the fiduciary. They have kept for a long and they have not deleted it. Even after
Yes.
they use it for a long time, still the data is lying in their server or their cloud. And there may be cyber risk of your data to be used by somebody, let's say credit card. Nowadays what is happening there? When you go for any kind of online kind of transaction, so sometimes the credit card information is stored in there. I'll just give you a very good example. Make my trip. So like my booking, my flight tickets. So what happens, there's this part of it. I'll give a very good another example. OTT platform, it's Netflix. Like last year when I took the subscription Netflix, right? Now what they did, that they stored there were no other option. I was very surprised. Sometimes the website give you the option whether you want the information to be saved or not to saved, and you are stuck up. Let's say you have to use it, but you are stuck up there, and you have to give them to save the data. And let's
Yes,
say
sir.
that kind of problem comes there, part of it there, right? So again, this all mechanisms have been given, and even I have mentioned data privacy, your data privacy without your consent. Some misuse is done, or let's say some abuse is done. You have all right, even the social media, you have all right to take legal action. That's what has been brought. See, this type of question will be asked by the board members to you, right? Regarding the law. Yes, somebody was asking there. Yeah, Pragya.
No, sir.
Jasmine. Yeah, Jasmine, you were asking something.
So one question can be this consent manager, third party.
Is a third party which has to take license from the central government. I'll give you an example. Is very similar to, if you look at IT Act, right? IT Act 2000, signature, right? For digital signature, there's a third party which get that digital signature certificate, what is called DSC, and they are given the license by the central government. They are only authorized to provide digital signature or DSC. Same way, consent manager in this case will be the authorized manager who have been given such kind of duty under this law by the central government. It is very clearly mentioned here. If you see here, I'll just take you to that provision of consent manager. Let's look at here. See, when you see under the DPSP Act, data fiduciary must provide privacy notice with the request for the consent. The notice and the request should include detail for this one. Even fiduciary has to give you a notice. This is what the notice, you have to read that notice. Now see here that consent part of it. Now see here, purpose limitation. Yeah, this one, see. I'm reading out here. A consent manager is a registered entity. See, is a registered entity. It may be a company. A registered entity that acts as an intermediary or a connection between data principals and data fiduciaries, allowing the data principals to grant, manage, and withdraw consent. Some of the requirement to register, see, any entity want to become consent manager. Now, what is the requirement from the law? Must be a company in India, involved in India, and should have at least net worth of rupees 2 crore. Then you see, capable of fulfilling obligation as a consent manager. They have that kind of, they can discharge such kind of functions. Must have adequate business potential and sound financial health. Then reputed directors, senior management and key managerial personnel. And the last given, implement adequate security measures. So only those companies will be given kind of a license by the central government to work as consent managers. See, even one more very interesting thing has been said, not only granting the consent, but even managing and also withdrawal also. If you want to withdraw your consent for the use of data, that also you can do through the consent manager. That's what is given here. So you can say this is the new beginning. You can say new era in data security and data protection happening in India. There, a new kind of infrastructure being created, digital infrastructure mechanism being created by the central government. So although there are loopholes and things are there, but with time, it will be getting modified, remodified to become a better system there. But yes, our system is based on European and American system, but we have a different type of features also there, different type of things we have brought there, right? There is another thing which has been brought here. So this is one of the topic which I thought maybe discussed, because this can be a question in your interview board. Ask you that. Now, what I would like to add here? Deep fake I have mentioned, right? Digital arrest I have mentioned. All these things, AI part I have mentioned that you have to prepare from the cybersecurity part. But from cybersecurity, please be aware of Pegasus. You know Pegasus case. You have read of Pegasus. That
Yes,
was
sir.
a big news. Pegasus, right? Pegasus. Even sometimes political parties, they do the allegation against the government that the government is trying to um, get into their information. Now what has happened there? This what is called there, tape recording or something which used to be there. No, there government is trying to look into all these political parties and leaders trying to get the data, but now all this will be controlled under this act. Nobody can like take it there unless until there is a see where the government will not ask for consent. NASA security or some of the areas where the government think that this the data is required. So there are certain exceptions also given under the act, right? So the Pegasus case is one of the things which was there in the limelight. So please go through it, because even board member will be interested to ask you that about Pegasus. So what do you know about the Pegasus, right? So who will tell me about Pegasus, Pragya? Is it a what type of malware was there? See, when it's a malware, so what type of malware was this? Was it virus? Was it worm? What was it? A botnet?
Sir, I think it was a virus.
Right. So what this virus was doing there?
So I think it penetrated into people's phones
Mhm.
via emails or something, some
Okay.
clickbait. And
Right.
it, I think, secretly recorded the phone conversations
Correct.
and messages,
Correct. Correct.
and it
And
was used for ransom.
very good. Very good. Which country came in the news in this allegation, Pegasus?
Sir,
Is it
I
is
have forgotten.
it from
It was
India,
India?
Pegasus, or outside India?
It is Israel, sir.
Yeah.
Good. Very good. Israel. Not from India, Israel. From Israel, this was in the news that from Israel, this Pegasus and the targeted were the political leaders who were targeted there. So that was all in the news there, but came into that. So please go through this. See, although Pegasus is now old, but again from cybersecurity can be asked, ransomware. Again, that can be asked.
Sir,
Right?
this cyber slavery, does this also come under this, or it comes under cyber security laws?
Pragya, what's
Sir, I also don't know.
again ask her. I think she would have been not right. Yeah. Yes, Jennifer. What was there? Cyber?
Cyber slavery, where this come. So
Mhm.
this, I think,
No,
uh,
will that come under this law? No. That is that. See, we have another law there. Remember that. That also you have to know that IT Act. IT
mm,
Act. We have IT Act 2000. And I'll tell you one very important thing. Our IT Act 2000 is an enabling act. What do you mean by enabling act? It enable other type of laws, like for example, Bharatiya Dand Sanhita. Now you know that, which is earlier called Indian Penal Code, IPC. So see, you have to understand very clearly that, see, anything cyber fraud or cyber security or cyber aspect, whatever comes, we have one very umbrella law called IT Act 2000, which has been amended from time to time. And IT Act, what it does is umbrella law, which also get connected with other type of offenses regarding other laws. Like for example, sometimes banking fraud. So we have a banking act, but if it happens in a digital form, right? If it's based in a digital form, then the IT Act provision is also applicable there. When FIR will be registered, so not only the section number of IT Act will be also there, but also the Bharatiya Dand Sanhita, or maybe is a banking fraud, then the Banking Act, they will be again coming to the FIR. So for all this, digital slavery, digital arrest, right? Any kind of ransomware, Pegasus, any kind of such kind of cyber fraud, cyber offense. For that, we have IT Act 2000, right? Now, what is the Data Security Data Protection Act? It is basically focused on data. It looks into data point of view, right? But when you say other IT offenses, then that is IT Act. That is applicable there. If anything regarding data, any kind of offenses there, then this DPT Act will be applicable. Data Security Data Protection Act will be applicable. Data security is particularly about personal and non-personal data and the data privacy. That is where this Puttaswamy judgment, that this law comes into that. But when you talk about in general any cyber offense, so we have an IT Act. See, what was the weakness in IT Act? It did not address these areas. Which all areas were not addressed? One is this data privacy, which was not addressed in IT Act, right? Another thing was this data security and data protection. So again, some areas where there, particular personal data. So again, there are provision in under IT Act, but this law gives a bigger aspect of personal data protection in the country. So that's what, sometimes board member will ask you that. Let's say if the board member asks you that, what was the need of getting another law when we had already the IT Act in the country? Suppose you get a question there. If for any cyber offense or something, we already have a very good act in the country, IT Act, then why there was any need of having another law in India in terms of Data Security Data Protection Act? How would you answer that? When we had already a very good act to deal with all this kind of IT related things, so what was the need of getting this kind of law? So what answer you'll be giving there?
So the same thing you said, that the data privacy and data security related aspects were not covered in IT Act. So
Yeah.
that
No,
was
no. They have been covered. See, don't say not covered. They're covered, but they have not been covered holistically there. The broader aspect has not been, many things which were not totally covered. It was mostly focused on information technology and the use of IT. Like there, what is the main thing here? Their ISP, Internet Service Provider, right? Web hosting. Then, this kind of anybody want to, hack the system, what is also called cyber hacking. So that is where IT Act comes. It also talks about data security and property. But what was the missing that from the personal point of view as a citizen of India and the other use of data security and particular data privacy, that was not in the but so that we have expanded, or it was there very limited. You use the word is very limited. So now we have expanded to cover holistically under a separate law. We developed another law, right? Now let's suppose you get another question. Okay, does this Data Security Data Protection Act 2003 in conflict with the IT Act 2000? Is it in conflict with that act? No. It basically supports that act. It's supporting to that act. right? So that way you have to have your presence of mind to give the answer confidently without getting worried more, right? And I think this you would have read for your mains exam, no? GS3 paper, data protection, that time it was a hot subject. Yes, Pragya, have you read that during that time, main examination?
Yes, sir, but I don't remember it now.
Okay, now that's what. No, but just brush up there. See,
Yes,
this
sir.
will really help you out. If you do the brush up, then and again, I'll tell you that be confident. They're not going to, ask you such question that which you will not. If you are not nervous and confident, you'll be able to manage the interview and you can give a very good answer. That I mentioned, because most of the time what happens, the people break down before entering that room. So don't break down there. You have everything, you know that, yes. If they ask you something and on the heat of the moment you are not able to recall, then simply you can ask, you can say, Sorry, sir, I'm not able to, or sorry, ma'am, I'm not able to recall right now. Ah, but if you think that you can recall, just ask them, please give me few seconds and just think of this. Stop and think that. See, I'll tell you that the interview board, they like those kind of persons. Instead of doing a guesswork, if you say that, sir or ma'am, please just, I need some second to think on. They'll wait for you thinking, whether you're able to think or not. They'll wait for you. But let's say after 30 seconds, or let's say 20 seconds or 30 seconds, you're not able to recall. Simply says, sir or ma'am, I'm so sorry, I'm not able to get. So that shows you're a very good personality. Because you know what this reflect? This reflect that an IAS officer or an IPS officer does not act on the heat of the moment. Think over it and then take a decision to what to do that. So is a very obvious. Even I know in the interview board, the person has asked for 1 minute and the board has waited for 5 minutes. You think it and give us the answer. The board member gave 5 minutes. You think over it and give us the answer. Even that type of supportive board members are there, right? And 5 minutes. Remember that 5 minutes they all waited that looking at that person, and that person was thinking what to do, what's the answer. So nothing to worry about. They are just think they are like your parents, right? Or any elderly member sitting out there, or your teachers, or your professors of the college. They're not going to eat you away, right? So if you think in that way, you will be very happy to give the answer there. All right. So the things will be there from the whatever you've read there. Now let me come to another area. And then, so I mentioned this one, data localization and all this one. What I would like to cover here, another very important thing, which is again connected with all this, is your fintech, right? Fintech out of financial technology. And, Nachiket More committee report way back in 2014, I think so, there, more than 10 years back. There, this financial reforms and the kind of a growth of fintech in India, the government started taking the measures there. So if you take fintech here, financial technology, I'll give you the things here, which you are again, you have read in economics there, how the technology is transforming the financial sector. See, one is this one. Payment banks, right? Or whatever the banking, this banking services. Today, India is a very big market in terms of financial technology, fintech market. Because now we are using all applications and we are moving toward paperless economy, cashless demonetization, and after that, what India brought about, that was the revolutionary in terms of fintech. Whether you say PayPal or Google Pay or Paytm, all this one, UPI is a very good example of fintech, unified payment interface, right? Mobile banking or whatever, you see that this one banking, this mobile banking there, and we are using a lot of technology here. even encrypted technology, encryption, right? We are like in future, blockchain will come into application. Already, even you can bring this also there. Crypto market. The crypto market which grew very fast, but then again it went down, it collapsed. So this crypto market is again a fintech. Not only this, even this insurance tech there, insure tech. Today, I'll give you a very good example. This advertisement comes. What is that? If you want to buy insurance, I'm forgetting that name of the ad that you can buy in 100 rupees or something. There's some website or something of that.
Policy
Um,
Bazaar, sir.
which one?
Policy Bazaar.
Policy Bazaar. Very good, Siddharth. Very good. Policy Bazaar. You have seen those kind of ads there. You go and it says that Bekuf mat bano, don't become fool, right? Verify in Policy Bazaar. So again, the insurance tech, they are using such kind of and is completely based on IT, complete based on information technology. They're developing that one. And what is now all these services, whether and now even say here this stock market, even now whatever trading, all these are happening through technological platform, application part of it, right? So India has become a very big market in fintech. If you look at from business point of view and even normal citizen, it has expanded and it is growing very, very fast. I'll just give you example. 2 days back, I'll just give you my personal experience. What has happened? 2 days back, I had to take money from the bank, cash, because sometime for a small kind of travel, you need some cash. And I didn't have in my debit card. There was no debit card. And no bank branch was there. Only ATM was there. And I'm giving you a very good scenario which happened there. And that really, it was amazing for me. The bank is SBI, State Bank of India. YONO Cash. YONO. 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 YONO Cash, this application, you don't require a debit card or any kind of a checkbook or nothing. Now, if you go to that screen of the ATM, you have one thing there, YONO Cash. When you click, first in your YONO app, you have to create a PIN and whatever amount is there. And that will exist only for 4 hours. Till 4 hours will be there. So I use that kind of system, but I was not aware. So I talked to my friend. I called him that since I need cash right now, but I don't have anything. I have only my mobile phone, but I need cash right now. So how can I do that? There's an ATM there. So he guided me. Do you have this YONO app? I said, yes. Then he said, you go to this. In the YONO app, there is a column for cash withdrawal. There's a link. There's a limit of 20,000 withdrawal. Then he told me all this, how you'll create the PIN and all this, and I was able to withdraw the money. So this type of services, this all comes in fintech. This kind of application which comes into that. Today for my car insurance, right? Just on 6th of January, my car insurance was expiring. I didn't have to call any agent. Please renew my premium, the premium which I pay there. I did it all in my mobile phone. And I renewed for 1 more year for my insurance of my vehicle, my car. So all these are getting into fintech. And it said that everything, even your tax, your GST, everything is getting digital. That's what, why fintech is very, very important and why they can ask you question. A board member can ask you question because one of the very important, service is IRS, Indian Revenue Service. And Indian Revenue Service officers, they have to be tech savvy. Now, see, this Technology use, everybody has to be there. But now, let's say when you are working with the financial kind of areas of the government, you should be knowing about fintech. All things are there. And what is here? They now see here, this one. In coming time, use of AI. I have already mentioned here big data science. And another third thing is what? This blockchain. That will again transform this entire fintech market. It is going to transform everything there, right? And AI has a positives also and negative also there. But AI is going to facilitate the fintech market. Niti Aayog, I'll tell you the Niti Aayog. 2 years back, 2022, there was a report of Niti Aayog on fintech with respect to banking services. It talked about that, and I'm seeing that this is now happening there. The kind of banking services which has expanded, and how the tech savvy they have become. Every bank, private bank, public sector bank, they're all using such kind of IT thing. But now there's no need to have a long queue in the bank branch and go with your a kind of withdrawal form slip. Nothing. It will all become hassle free. This is how the things are changing nowadays. And what is another thing of fintech? Now see here, when you will be asked question in the interview board, please mention this. If let's say, suppose I'm asking question, let me ask Siddharth. Siddharth, I'm asking the question. Suppose a board member asks that India as a fintech market and the growing, we are expanding very much. But what are the weak areas? What are the weak areas, right? Where fintech market is not like. Can you tell me weak areas in
Yes, sir.
fintech?
Yes, sir. So
Yeah.
the fintech market has expanded at an exponential rate, especially post demonetization. But
Right.
so a few risks the market firstly include the breach of regulatory norms.
Correct.
For
Correct.
example, what we witnessed with Paytm. Secondly,
Yes.
sir, there are a few microfinance companies as well. For example, DMI Finance, which claims to be digital. They were also charging exorbitant interest rates, and RBI had put restrictions, which now have been uplifted. Thirdly, sir, there is a risk of increase in unsecured lending and credit as well, which
Correct.
in turn has a potential to create an asset price bubble and lending to the subprime segment. So
Right.
in relation to that, the risk weights have been increased. Also, sir, there are risks of cyberbullying, cyber hacking, potential
Right.
loss of wealth. There are a lot of crimes which are happening, and there is a lack of awareness, especially among senior citizens and of women, on how to
Okay.
on digital literacy. These are few of the challenges which I think
Good. Very good. No,
fintech
very
is.
good. Very good. Very good. Very good. Very good. See, this is the how you have to answer it. And this type of question will be posed to you. They will be asking this question. So although we have a growing market and everything we have done, what are the problem there? And you have given a very specific and very nice answer to me. As a board member, I will be very happy to hear this kind of answer there. One more thing which all of you have to add that although India having very fast growing market of fintech, but rural area, because for rural area to get the benefit of fintech, one of the very important thing which is coming the connectivity. We are not able to expand our broadband connectivity, although in some sector we have done that and people are using mobile phone and everything. Now let's say, and always think of the governance point of view, that how can this fintech can reach to the last mile, that a person at the last, let's a person in the border area, there's a border area in Arunachal Pradesh or border in Kashmir or Ladakh or even Rajasthan side, how the fintech can transform there, how it can happen in their part, right?
So
Another
for
thing, yes, Siddharth.
so for this, I was just going to answer that. For this, I think the banks need to take a lead because they
Right,
have end-to-end branch connectivity. So
right,
what they can do is they can just deploy micro POS solutions, field agents in these remote
right,
areas. who will not
Right.
just ensure financial inclusion but financial digital literacy as well for
Good, very good. Very good, very good. This is another very important point is there. And you should always bring that because those members will be looking to that. That yes, you are talking as a person, but they are looking into that kind of, yeah, as a when you are in grassroots, when you're working as a SDM or at the grassroots level, they're the fintech. Another thing which again you have to talk about, you know, terrorist organization, insurgent groups. And there's another thing which is very, very important, dark net. You know about dark web, even there also transaction happens. So even you bring those type of thing also where RBI, see, RBI as a body do that. Sometimes when the RBI get to know okay, certain issues are, then RBI immediately take action there. But again, how the fintech can help us, prevent money laundering, how fintech can prevent corruption, right? The kind of leakage of government fund, how fintech can, eliminate those kind of funding in terrorism or any insurgency. Again, this is another thing also dimension you should think of that, where the fintech can play a positive role. But there may be negative also there, but positive as well. But again, how that can negative thing can happen there. Again, that you also have to think of that. Yes, Siddharth, you wanted to say something?
So wouldn't fintech further fuel terrorism? Because that's what
Yeah.
we have seen recently.
Correct, correct.
There are new ways of financing wherein the Hawala money is going more digital.
Yes, yes,
There
yes.
is blockchain,
Correct, correct,
cryptocurrency is
correct.
being used. So, sir,
Yes.
I was actually of the opposite view that fintech will further spur terrorism and illegal financing.
Yeah, very true. See, that's what I say. It has a positive, going to be positive also to prevent this, but also this could be there. And what you have mentioned, a very important thing, blockchain technology, where the government is not able to have it control, and then through that, the transaction happens there, the money things end up in that, right? Another thing here to support your answer, you know that ransomware, WannaCry, WannaCry ransomware, they were asking to pay in the Bitcoin.
Hmm.
After having ransom of the entire computer system and everything, they were asking the victim that you pay through the cryptocurrency, then they will leave it. So again, see, this technology in terms of a thing hasn't be again be misused in terms of that. So you all can bring that one. So always remember that. Just be calm and composed. You have the answers with you, and then give it there. As I said, consider board member as the people you know and talk to each other, right? And then, as how the Siddhartha has said, mention these points, and then they will be satisfied with what you want to say. So fintech again, do that. I wanted to tell all of you one more thing, that before going to the interview board, few data, try to get few data and mug up such data, right? Because there will be certain board members that simply pose this kind of factual question. Okay, what is the percentage growth of fintech market right now? Are you aware? Can you tell us the where India stands in fintech today worldwide, globally? What is the ranking of fintech? So even board members will pose you such kind of factual question. But again, what I said, if you can dig out the data from Google by doing Google search and this kind of thing, where in the financial, and again, not only fintech, all these important things which are in the news, the important data, if you're able to dig out and remember it. But yes, what I said, if you're not able to recall, don't worry and don't panic. You can say this simply that, sir, I have read it, but I'm not able to recall right now. So I'm not able to very sure about it, right? So that kind of thing. But again, get those kind of data. What exactly the position of India, right? I remember last year I was in Jaipur. I was taking the class in Jaipur, and that time, this same month, January, and 26th January, the chief guest of was France. There's Emmanuel. Emmanuel was there. So He came from France. He was from France president, Emmanuel. He landed in Jaipur. And our prime minister, he went to Jaipur, and they have chai. There is one very famous shop of chai, and there the prime minister was teaching this French president how to use Paytm and all QR code scanning and all this. You scan and pay the payment of that. So that type of thing, that's what I'm saying, that in terms of India, if you compare even for the European countries or other countries, we are very strong in fintech, right? Nowadays, if we go to the rural areas, I remember that I travel a lot. I go to so many places. Now I don't keep so much of cash. See, recently only Yono Cash I have to use that, but I do it with everything with my mobile. Even local shops, they have that. You all have used that QR code. You buy whatever thing you want to buy from a grocery shop. You get everything there. Even you'll be, e-rickshaw. E-rickshaw, we say Toto. Here we say Toto. E-rickshaw. So I didn't have cash. Sir, this is mobile number. Even auto, even Ola, Uber. You just mobile number or QR code, you make the payment. So that is what the things are happening. So that you have to read there. Fintech is a very important one, and just prepare this topic, and you can see that how things are going to be there. Now, what I would like to bring here, the last part, which I wanted to cover, agriculture and governance, right? The first thing, you can note it down. First thing for agriculture and governance, which you need to really do it there. I'm opening in front of you here. I mentioned in the last session also there, but again, I'm adding here, union budget. Agriculture and allied services, that's given. I think yesterday, not today, yesterday, PM Kisan was in the news. PM Kisan Yojana. That was yesterday's Hindu paper. There was an article on PM Kisan, and you have read for your mains exam also there. So what do you have to do here? This budget has given importance to agriculture technology. And one technology I have already mentioned in the classroom, geospatial GIS, right? That is in union budget. And for that, government has given the fund to implement that. You see here, this agriculture. And if you see here, this one, PIB. So now government want to bring the technological intervention in part of agriculture sector. And if you see here, this one, see here, digital public infrastructure, digital crop survey. What I mentioned, what? GIS. Crop survey for Kharif. Using, you can see here, this is given here, DPI, digital public infrastructure, to be taken up in 400 districts. And today, it is possible through technology. ISRO, ISRO. We have a very good network of satellite system, Earth observation, and we can collect all such data. You have also read about in Science and Technology S&T. We have a very important app called Bhuvan. Bhuvan 2D and 3D. This is a mobile app. And today, government agencies are using, department, they're using Bhuvan. Again, that's what now see. Issuance of, Jan Samarth based Kisan credit card. You already know KCC, Kisan credit card. Now see, Jan Samarth based 5 states. Then financial support for setting up a network of nucleus breeding center. See, a very important word, nucleus breeding centers for shrimp, aquaculture, prawn, shrimp farming, shrimp brood stocks to be provided. Not only this, blue economy, blue economy. We are looking for blue economy. That is from the aquaculture, marine resources. Even, there's seaweed farming, seaweed. You know what is seaweed? It's a kind of algae, right? It's an algae. And in Tamil Nadu or Rameswaram, successful seaweed farming has been done. Now the seaweed farming, India has a huge potential. It can really support the livelihood. So if you just go to YouTube channel, there's a documentary, Eco India. In my environment class, I mentioned all this one. Eco India, there's a documentary of, there's a, self-help group, SHG. That is in Rameswaram, right? Park Street. That is Seaweed Squad. What is called? Seaweed Squad. And these are those women who have been supported by the government, and they are so self-sufficient, they don't have to depend on their husband or any family member for income. And they're running the family, they're running everything, the children going to schools and everything there. That has transformed through seaweed farming. Right, is algae, which is a huge demand. One is in terms of food. In Southeast Asia, it is eaten as a protein-rich diet. Even for gelatin or other type of materials, there seaweed is required, and there's a growing demand for seaweed. Right. So this kind of thing which has been given in the agriculture part in terms of development there. Then now you see national cooperation policy to be framed with the objective of fast tracking growth of rural economy. And if you can see here, I'll just see here. Now look at here. Atmanirbharta, self-reliance in oil seed. Pulses, oil seed. Even India has to import from outside. We have again, oil import is a problem for mustard oil and all this. So for that, again, we are trying to expand there. And you have read from the biotechnology point of view, biotechnology, right? Agri-biotech, green biotech, and particularly one of the area you have read about DMH11, Dhara mustard hybrid. Government wanted to bring a GM variety of mustard, right? After cotton, BT cotton. But still the matter has been like in limbo, in suspension mode. Matter is still under this one, Supreme Court of India. Although GEAC, Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee, which do the field trial of such kind of GM crops, so GM mustard, that is getting, because our dependency on other country to get this mustard, that will be minimized. So again, this part, now you see here, vegetable production supply chain, shrimp production I have mentioned here, 1.52 lakh crore for agriculture and allied sector government has given. So any such kind of intervention in agriculture, if you look at here, it has given here, see here, when you do Google search, Deloitte, like here, this, if you look at this one, please look at here. I'll just take you to this one now, look at Fasal Bima, production linked incentive scheme for food processing. Another very important, food processing. Again, the technology comes there, right? Then again, this one, 10,000 cooperative, then Krishi Udan, see here, given here, Krishi Udan scheme to promote air transportation of agri produce. That means agricultural produce, which can be transported through air, that is through airlines. Again, that Krishi Udan is given. So any such kind of thing which you come across here, see here, this is all given here. Oil seed abhiyan, right? Then see expanding PMFBY there. Then you can see here nano, very important, nano depth, nano urea, IFCO, IFFCO, that's company. And now we are promoting nano urea, dissolved form, depth. Again, soil fertility, soil pollution, and everything you find here. Then again, you can see here ENAM, National Agriculture Market, National Agriculture Market, Mandi, E-Mandi, dairy development. So all this which comes here, agri-tech, see here, increasing digital adoption of agri-tech in India, right? Again, the government has given fund for it. So you'll find this one, see, it's all given here, where the government want to promote this kind of intervention there. And again, another very important highlight which I would like to add here, skill development, even skill and training program. There will be centers will be made in the rural areas. This again, the government has brought in this budget. So it is such kind of thing which can really help agriculture sector. And think of that, whatever S&T you have read, that is satellite technology, space technology, right? Biotechnology, whatever area of technological intervention which can come. Drone, I mentioned last time, drone technology and all this. IoT, use of IoT in future can be there, right? Sensor-based technology can be there. Precision farming, robotic farming, all these ideas you should just bring into that, right? Pragya, this was what you were looking for. Pragya was there or Ananya was there? Somebody was asked last time that agriculture and governance. What all things you need to go through it.
Yes, sir. I was not there.
As you were not there. Jennifer was there, right? So
Yeah, so far you're
first,
asking.
your first name is Jasmine or Jennifer?
First
Let me
name is
ask.
Jasmine, second is
Jasmine.
Jennifer.
Okay. So Jennifer
But
is
I'm
your middle name, your is the name of parent or something? No.
no, that is the middle name, sir.
No, in Maharashtra it happens that the father's name comes in middle name. That's what I asked that.
Lobo is
So
my surname.
Ajay, that's there. In Kerala, what happens? They keep even the house name also there.
Yeah,
One of
right, sir.
one of my friend is in US. His name is Jacob Plamutil Jacob. So I asked Plamutil. He said that Plamutil is their surname also and also house name also there.
Yeah.
Home name also Plamutil. So he's right in US. So he worked with there in the financial sector there. So that's what says that. So you are from Karnataka, uh, yes, Jasmine?
I'm from Karnataka, but my ancestors were from Goa, so that's why that name.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say that thing. That you look like a Goan. That's what I said that. There, it comes there. Pragya, where you belong in Karnataka?
Sir, in Shimoga district.
Last time also I asked that.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's what I forgot that. Now the airport has come there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good.
Yes.
I used to come continuously to Chandra Layout. I have taught with, I have taken classes in JICE also. They long way back. Then, Rajkumar IS Academy, Dr. Rajkumar. Unfortunately, Mr. Puneet Rajkumar, he passed away. You know that this Mr.
Yes,
Puneet
sir.
heart attack. That was a cardiac arrest. So there, even La Excellence, but all I've been there. I've been always Vijayanagar and this one. And long way back to Baiju's, Koramangala. There's a Jyoti Nivas College, GNC. They used to conduct classes there. It's almost more than 10 years back. Uh, Before all this institute, there was one institute in Infantry Road. You know Infantry Road, Chinnaswamy Stadium, MG Road side. That name was JTS, JTS Institute. So I've been teaching in Bangalore for a long, long time, for more than 10 years. I think right from 2010 onward, I've been going there. So Karnataka, I really love the part of it. But again, sometimes things are changing there. All right. So anything specific? Are you all okay with all this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Today I was invited, one of the book fair as one of the person with another. There was a chairperson or chairman of Mewar University. It was just from there. Just I came to here and then taking your session there. And on 25th January, I will be one of the panelists in IIT Bombay.
Nice.
So
Congratulations.
thank you, because IIT Bombay has invited me. Today I got the flight ticket. They have given me the flight tickets. So I will be as a part of panelist for alternate career, discussing alternate career. Right. What an engineer can do, other kind of careers there. Right. So anyway, you all are engineers there. I don't know, Pragya, you also engineer, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So that's what. Alternate career of engineers. So I'll take your examples.
Sir, after
Right.
our interview, maybe I'll come for you for the alternate
Yeah,
career.
you're always welcome. You're always welcome, and you will find me. I am everywhere. Yatra tatra sarvatra. I am I am a flying faculty. I go to every part of the country to teach. You will search my name, Neeraj Nachiketa. You'll find so many videos, so many, I think I'm very active in social media.
Where are
And
you from, sir? Actually,
now
where are you from?
my native, if you go back, is go back to the, again linked with Karnataka only, Karnataka and Maharashtra. But that is a long way back. But now I am right now based in Delhi. My family is in Delhi. But my parents were working in Jharkhand. That, what is called Jamshedpur. You know Jamshedpur? Tata,
Yes, sir.
Tata company.
Yes, sir.
Isco, right? So that
Yes,
what.
yes. Xavier's and all.
Yeah, I know Marathi also very well. So that what comes here. But again, so I am a cosmopolitan person, right? Half here, half over there. So I'm a mixed person, knowing the different culture, different language, different kind of thing. I even know Bengali also. Bengali, I can talk in Bengali also there.
Mm.
So that what comes here. So and my looks always keep on changing. Now I'm with a mustache or something. If you have met me 1 year back, I had a long hair, pony. If you see my old photograph. Then in Tirupati, I went to Tirupati Balaji to donate this hair. They are earning a lot of money from the hair. Right? Tirupati, from Bangalore, a lot of people go to Tirupati, right? The darshan there. So then now after 6 months, I got my hair back, but not pony there, but it's still there. So I changed, keep on doing that. I'm really a person. I have been teaching SNT and environment for a long time. Vision IS, Vajiram and Ravi, right? You take there. I think I would have taught more than 50 institutes, right, all over India. So that all comes. Drishti IS, Drishti IS. You can see that. All things are there. With Akhil, Mr. Akhil Jais, he is a very close friend of mine. He immediately told me that, sir, can you take me? Okay, I'll do that. So now tell me
Thank
anything. Yeah, most welcome, most welcome. Anything else you want? See, remember that what I first session I talked about that biotechnology, health, emerging technologies. Be sure emerging technology, ICT, computing, right? There's all areas there. One more topic I would just suggest. Please read that. We have not been very successful. SpadeX, SpadeX,
Yes.
SPAD. ISRO recently tried. This is the first time we are doing a docking experiment. We are docking two small satellites. One has been given the name Target, another the name is given Chaser. So this docking experiment, we wanted to bring it near to 3 meters, but then we have to abort. We had to abort that mission. So from space technology, this is SpadeX. SpadeX is very important mission. I'll give you another one. Last year, January, India did two very important mission. January 2024. One was XPOSat, X-ray polarimeter satellite, right? Which is a follow-on mission for AstroSat. 2015, we launched AstroSat, astronomical satellite, and follow on with the XPOSat, X-ray polarimeter. That was last year. And another significant was Aditya L1. That's our Suryayaan. That we were successfully able to take the Aditya spacecraft into halo orbit, a three-dimensional orbit around L1 point, Lagrange point 1. You have read in the prelims and main exam, that's 1.5 million kilometers away, 15 lakh kilometers. So these were two very important milestones. And then again, prepared this one, very, very important one. New Space India Limited, NSIL. Private participation in space market. How India is trying to leverage, right, space market is a very, very important topic. So please make sure to read about NSIL and recently what has happened. This SpadeX experiment. We have been working with Anant. There's a private company called Anant Technologies that is partnering with ISRO. NSIL has built SSLV, SSLV, small satellite launch vehicle. That smaller rocket to launch a 500 kilogram kind of satellite up to 500 kilometer low Earth orbit. So that is another very important achievement of NSIL. Right, we have created that rocket, small satellite launch vehicle. So all those areas of space technology which are landmark, so you should be going through that. Gaganyaan, everybody knows that human space flight, Gaganyaan, and yeah, please remember the name of the astronauts. You know the 4 astronauts who will be a part of Gaganyaan mission. Who knows? Maybe one of the board member, right, suddenly ask you that who are those astronauts? Can you name them? Just a GK, general knowledge. So you know their name? Who are those people? 2 of them are getting trained by NASA.
No,
NASA
sir.
is, and one is about to go to the International Space Station. So who are those people? Tell me.
Don't
One
know,
is a
sir.
Nair, Ajit Krishnan, right? One is another, some Nair is there. This two will, and then Shubhanshu Shukla, right? And another one is a senior guy. I'm just not able to recollect there. So let's just say that. I was remembering that, I just forgot the name. These 4 astronauts were last year only. Our Prime Minister has given them astronaut wing to them. Right, I'll just recall there. Yes, Balakrishnan Nair, that's Nair. He's from Kerala. Then this Ajit Krishnan, he's from Tamil Nadu. Then Angad, yes, I was forgetting his name. Angad Pratap, he's from UP, Uttar Pradesh. And the youngest one is Wing Commander, this Shubhanshu Shukla. He's also from UP. So even let's say if you're not able to recall, there's not a problem there. But if you can recall, it's very good. Now another thing in space technology, yes, please read that one. Sunita Williams stranded in outer space, right? She's for a long time being in International Space Station. She's not been able to come back to the Earth. You know about Sunita Williams case? And there's another one, Bill Moore. There's another person called Bill Moore. There are 4 astronauts who are still in the International Space Station. And so far, they have not been able to come back. So again, that is again the headline there. So anything in the space technology which are, headlines, be prepared with it. They'll ask you the question on that, right? So Sunita Williams, this is very much in the news. So let's say on the day of the interview, maybe something was maybe in the news and you just asked the question there, right? So that you have to prepare it. Nuclear, I have already mentioned here. Small modular reactor, Bharat modular reactor, those type of new developments that you have to prepare yourself, right? So just go through the current affairs, magazines, all these coaching institutes which have the compilation of S&T and all those things. You just go through that. So they'll not ask you too much. See, S&T question will be based on anything last 1 or 2 years in the news, and second will be based on your background, what type of background you are coming from. They'll ask the question on that, right? So prepare on that one. Pragya has a time, because I think Pragya has but Jasmine, you have very little time to just spend most of your time reading it, all those kind of make a questionnaire. Have you made your questionnaire on your DAF, detailed application form?
Yes, sir.
Try to answer those questionnaires and try to get the mocks. So are you right now in Bangalore or are you in Delhi right now?
Now Bangalore, sir.
Delhi weather is very bad now. Today, 189 flights were delayed and 9 flights were cancelled. There's a huge fog, no visibility. Trains have been delayed now. So when you will be coming to Delhi, because your interview is the 25th, right?
27th, sir.
27th, yeah. 26th January is that Republic Day parade there. So no, make sure to come 3-4 days, because I know the student from Karnataka, they stay in the Karnataka house. The government provides the accommodation
Yes.
also there.
I'm
Right,
coming on 20th, sir, next Monday.
Yes. Please settle right now in Delhi, because right now is very harsh weather, and when you are coming to Delhi, please come with all your jacket and all woolen clothes. It's a very cold right now.
Yes, sir.
Be prepared with that, because you should not suffer your health. That's again very important. And this is I don't think that now the weather will improve. It's continuously the bad weather is going on. Pragya, when is your interview?
Sir, February 18th, sir.
Again, you don't have too much time.
Yes, sir.
Again, you don't have too much time. So, but make best use of the time, right? Are you getting for the mock? You're going for the mocks?
Yes, sir. I'm going here also, but I'll be coming to Delhi also to give
Right.
some mocks.
In Delhi, there's only one place, that is a Siddhartha Hotel. Hotel Siddhartha.
Okay, sir.
That is a Karol Bagh, old Rajendra Nagar. When you go towards this at Patel Nagar side, there is a metro station and there is a Siddhartha Hotel. All coaching institute, their panels are there only.
Okay,
There-
sir. Okay.
But again, you know that coaching mafia. They'll
Yes,
use
sir.
all your names, right? And they will claim that this so much rank and all is our student. So, so from where you have done your coaching, the classroom program, where you done your classroom program?
Sir, I have done in Shankar IAS.
Okay, right here. And Jasmine?
From Insights IAS, sir.
Yeah, these are two there because there you have done your classroom program, right? I don't teach in both of the institute, right? So, but I there, but again, Delhi institutes are, they will encash everything, right? Once your selection is there. But you know why the student do it? Because they want to get over the fear, and then they think that once the selection gate doesn't matter whether anybody comes or not, but main thing comes there, they should get the rank. Your priority right now is getting ranks. I should get the rank, right? That's the thing. So in that case, the candidate doesn't bother to go for 10 mock or 20 mocks. They go to everywhere. So that the day, the final day, what you go, D day, doomsday, okay, that goes very well. And they are able to get the ranks. And I'll tell you, both of you, see, both of you are women. I'll tell you that now they want more gender into the services. And look at the last 10 years. Women candidates are doing really very well. And they're getting top 10, top 20, top 50. I'm telling you, both of you, you have golden opportunity, golden opportunity. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Otherwise, you will regret a lot in your life. This is really a very golden opportunity to both of you make best of it. Whatever comes, go for extensive mock. They are going to claim your name or photo, doesn't matter. For you matter the service. You are going to get a service, right? And I'm
Yes,
telling
sir.
you, if you perform well in interview boards are very much cooperative. They will give you good marks, and based on your mains marks, you will land up with a rank. And who knows, you may be toppers. You may be the toppers there. I'm talking to the toppers of this year. And this is my experience. I'm not talking in simply not because I've been doing this one for so many years. People like you only become IAS officer, IPS officer. There are a lot of my students who are all over India. They're serving the government. They were also like you only, but now they are civil servants. They're IAS officer, IPS officer, IRS, Indian Foreign Service. So maintain that kind of a confidence and give your best. Don't think anything else. And I told you that when you enter the interview board, think that they are your parents and brothers and sisters and your teachers. As you talk to your teachers, right? As you're talking to me, or you're talking to your family members. With that, you enter the board and see everything will be very comfortable. You don't think that something going to be very dangerous. I don't know what will happen in my life, this and that. Don't think that. And have a smiling way and then give the answer. As you are there, you give the answer, right? So nothing to worry. That's what my advice to both of you are there, right?
Yes, sir.
So revise there. See, I can take so many sessions, but again, revise there, read there. And anywhere you feel that you want to talk to me personally, you can also talk to me. There's no issue with that. You can call me, you can drop a message. I will be able to give that. Right? I'll just 1 second. Just 1 second. Uh, I'm giving my number. You can note it down. Chat box. I'm writing here. This is the number I have given there. This is my WhatsApp number also there.
Okay,
So
sir.
anything you need, you do it there. And JICE is trying to help you out. So nothing to worry about, right? We are all there with you because we want that the people like you qualify and get to the ranks, right? And
Yes.
you can do it. You can do it, right? So nothing to
Thank you,
worry
sir.
and
Thank
give
you,
your
sir.
best, right?
Thank you,
Even
sir.
this Akhil, I don't know whether Akhil is there or not. Who is there from JICE Academy right now?
So myself, Vikash.
Yes,
Akhil sir is
Vikas.
not here.
Yes, because all
Yes.
these students are, they are our future civil servants, right?
Right, sir.
And we are all there to help them, whatever they need there, right?
Right.
You are not conducting mock here in Bangalore?
Yes, sir. We are
Okay,
conducting mock in Bangalore. Already one session of mock is done.
good,
Next
very
one
good,
will
very
be held on 25th of Jan.
right,
Dates are not fixed right yet, but it will
Uh-huh.
be held on Jan 25th, I guess.
Yes, I'll tell you, both of you, that JICE, this mock, there's one person, I'll not give the name. He was also one of the member in the panel interview board. I referred his name. So he has conducted last time when on the Sunday the mock was there, and he has been the evaluator of the mains paper also. He's a
Oh,
senior guy. He
okay.
was he is one of the members of the UPSC board. Was the part of it. There's another person. I'll again not give the name there. He is already a serving bureaucrat with the government of India. He's a Kannadiga. He's from Bangalore there. He's again a friend of mine. So so you are getting a very good board there. And this is a genuine board. I'll tell you that. In Delhi, you get mocks, whatever, but I'll tell you, you know that I don't have to tell again the word, that's mafia word. Right? But there are the institute which are sincerely working and trying to help the student there. So in Bangalore, JICE, see, JICE is not a that money-minded kind of organization, right? As compared to if you look at Delhi Institute, they are all money-minded people. JICE is based on social organization. You know the full form of JICE? Jinendra Institute of, right?
Correct.
Civil Service Academy there. So they're doing that. So that's what I said, get the mock done. Don't be there. And please make sure you should not have any hesitation, right? Go free, right? Be free. We are normally going for a talk. As you're talking with anybody, just talk to the board member as it is, right? So anyway, I know that I've taken so much of your time. So do well. And if there's any need, we are there to help you out, right? So do well.
Thank
And
you.
I pray, Lord, I pray God that you both, right, crack it and become civil servant. And
Thank
I'll
you.
again pray that you both get IAS rank, and that will be the proud moment for all of us, right?
Thank you
sir.
so much, sir.
Thank you,
Most
sir.
These
welcome.
sessions were really helpful, sir. Thank
Yes.
you.
Yes, that's what I know that I've done very little, but I tried to do it because tomorrow will be a quiz competition I'm organizing for school children. And a lot of things, I keep on doing a lot of things. That's what. And if you want to like refer, my book is there. When you do a search, you'll find my SNT book is also there. SNT book, environment book, Pearson publication. I have got my geography book. So, but you don't have that much of time. Just to revise from wherever you get summarized thing, read from that, right?
Yes,
So I
sir.
thank, I thank Mr. Akhil, and I also thank right now the coordinator, Mr. Vikas, right? Your name is Vikas, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for spending your time and being in this session. And I wish all of you all the best, not only both of you, but all the candidates who are preparing for the exam. And, let, success be your kind of in your life here, right? So all the best, all the best,
Thank you so much,
do
sir.
well,
Thank you.
right?
Means a lot,
And
sir.
whatever best you need, I'm there, right?
Sure, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Good
Thanks a
night,
lot
sir.
and take care. anything, you always get back to us and get back to me also. If you need anything in Delhi, also you get back to me. I will help you out there. All right.
Sure, sir. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.